We make our return to the Tunbridge circuit. We know the one permanent circuit in the UK that is always packed with action. It's the Battle of Britain that it's titled, our first visit here to Tunbridge, and what I can say to you is there's been a lot of work done during the winter. Could you improve on this circuit? Well, I don't really think you could, but they are convinced that they can improve this circuit. They've completely dug the track up, they've completely relayed it, they've got graders in, they've got rollers in, and they've made the track absolutely fantastic. Now, the proof of the pudding is always, what is the event going to be like? Well, what they can do behind the scenes is get a fantastic lineup. That's a great starting point, and they really have achieved that for their very first meeting this year. European champion Sir Schubert is here. I'm expecting a good performance from him, but he's up against strong competition from Paul Hurry, from Jeremy Doncaster, and all those names we know and love in the sport. But let's not forget that for the first time this season, I'm seeing David Howe in action. We know he's doing well on the speedway circuits. He knows he loves coming here, so what can he do? If we look at the sidecars, then really the attention has got to be on the 1000cc class, because what are they building up for? They've got a fantastic event here, because on the July the 20th, there is a change to the Super Cup series. There are more Australians coming over, and Sidecar Speedway is going to be fantastic this year. The first round of the Super Cup series starts here at Tunbridge, so I know what the drivers will be thinking at the moment. They will use the Battle of Britain as a test day for July the 20th. They'll all want to win it, and they'll all want to prove that they can be the fastest round this circuit. So there's a lot to look for in the 1000cc sidecars. I'm not going to mention names because they are all here, every single one of them, and I'm sure that you're going to be seeing a lot of the speedway style outfits going out on this circuit. In what I was going to say, the international class 500cc, there's a slight change as well. We saw this for the first time last year, that they are allowing the German licensed 750s. So again, it has attracted some very top-line class, because we've got some of the Continental boys coming over here to try and compete against the best of the UK boys. And one interesting one that I want to see go for the very first time here as a driver is Marcus Hundruka. Now, I should say Mario Hundruka, because I mentioned Mario for the simple reason we've seen him here as a passenger, and we've seen him really going well. He knows the circuit. What will he be like as a driver? And will any of our English boys be able to compete with the very quick foreigners? A great day in prospect. We look forward to some great action. Oh, Paul Hurry, the first thing I've got to say is I know they've done a lot of work on the track during the winter. You've been out for practice. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels a little bit sticky. Obviously, they had quite a bit of rain last night and the day before, so it's a bit choppy. Whether they can do anything with the track, make it a little bit easier, would help. But yeah, if not, then you just have to grim it and bear it and get on with it.
Well, absolutely. I'm going to say that you've been here many times before, you know the circuit well. You'll be tipped as being one that will actually perhaps win the event today. You know, how do you feel generally about the way season started?
Yeah, my Grasstrack season started okay. My speedway season sort of not really started yet. On Thursday I broke 2 knuckles in my hand, so at the moment I'm just sort of trying to see how I feel. And yeah, if I can see the day out, then yeah, well and good. If not, then just have to grim it and start again next week. But yeah, I'm just looking to sort of just see how the hand is really. We've got a busy spell coming up on Speedway, and we've got World Long Track semi-final in 2 weeks, so I don't really want to be sort of out of action for them sort of meetings.
No, absolutely, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch the video will think that they want you in action, certainly with the World Long Track, and let's hope you get through that one. But Paul, I think today, all I can say is the very best of luck today, and we'll see how this track rides.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to need it, but yeah, it's one of those things where, as I say, you've got to sort of get on with it and do the best you can.
Certainly have. Best of luck, Paul. Well, we've heard a lot about the circuit from the 500cc solo competitors. Try and get an angle now on the 1000cc chairs, because Miles Simmons, I know that you've been to this track before, you know what it's like, but there's been a lot of work going on, hasn't there?
Yeah, I think they have done a lot of work on the track. It's a lot different surface, it seems to be. Very drivey at the moment in practice. So, do you know what I mean? I don't know really what it's going to be like. It's going to be very drivey all day. I don't think it's going to go hard and polished like it usually does. So, obviously we're on the grass bike, so, do you know what I mean? We have to see how it goes, really.
Well, I mean, I've been saying really that I think a lot of the guys that are doing the Super Cup are going to try and hope to use their speedway bikes out there today. But what we've seen in practice is, you quite rightly say, there's a lot of grip, there's a lot of drive. It's not really going to be to their advantage, is it?
Not really. Down on the top bend there already, it's digging out, and I do think it's going to be a grass track bike. A day will be better than the speedway bike. Obviously, the speedway bike needs a lovely smooth surface, and I don't think that's what they're going to have today. So, Do you know what I mean? It might work in her favour, it might not, so we just have to see, really.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one anyway, so best of luck, Miles.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, I think obviously continuing on this theme of what the track is going to be riding like, Rob Winspear, I mean, I think it's fair to say both you and Richard on the Speedway outfit, you don't do so many grass tracks as many of the 1000cc competitors. On the one hand, I would say that's normally an advantage, but what I'm hearing is it's all very grippy out there at the moment.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the first time I've ridden here. We don't do grass like you said, but you just got to get used to it, don't you? There's not a lot you can do.
No, there certainly isn't, but obviously one thing that obviously I think the crowd will be looking for is that on July the 20th we've got the first round of the Super Cup down here. So yeah. I think everybody was thinking, well, they're going to use today as an experiment with the Speedway outfits and see how quick they can really go. But yeah. It looks as if the rain might have put a spanner in the works.
It's hard to say. I mean, you saw Darren last year at the burn-up and he didn't like the grass bike. He went out on a Speedway bike and it was all right. See what happens during the day, you know, the track should change, hopefully.
Well, so, certainly if it starts to dry out, it's certainly going to be very quick, isn't it?
It's a bit bumpy and there's some ruts in there, but everyone's got to go around the same corner. So
they certainly have.
Yeah,
well, all I can say really is that we'll see how it goes as the racing develops.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you both.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, cheers.
Well, I think continuing this theme of actually talking about the circuit, Steve Smith, you've been out for practice. What do you make of it?
It's different to what I expected, actually. You know, I brought the Speedway bike here today. First meeting on the grass for a long time, and you know, really looking forward to a nice smooth circuit. But you know, with the rain I had last night, it's obviously softened the top surface, and it's digging out quite badly. Hopefully, they're going to do some work, you know, with it during between practice and racing.
Yeah, I think obviously everybody's hoping that as the day goes on, it will dry out. But really, the damage could be done earlier on, couldn't it?
It could do, but I mean, normal Collier Street, they do something well with the circuit during the course of the day, so I'm sure it'll be okay.
Well, indeed they do. I mean, what I've been saying really through the intro is that looking at the 1000cc class, we know there's a change to the Super Cup series. It's back here for round 1 on July the 20th, so a lot of interest in the Sidecar camp today. Yeah,
I think it's interesting that that Paul has done that to encompass this beautiful circuit here within the within the series, and that's why you've got a lot of people here today with Speedway outfits to see how they can get on with it, you know, come the first round.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, along with others. But yeah. Well, the best of luck today, Steve. We'll see how it turns out.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Well, I think the first question I've got to ask you, Keith, really is what difference is this going to 750 national class going to mean?
I think it stops the debate on people having big engines, small engines, and I've not got a big one. He's won because he's got big engines. I think it makes it fair across the board. It's not much. The expense is no greater for a big engine stock. So I think as long as they keep single cylinder, in Germany we're finding we're racing against multis, which on a deep track has a big advantage. But generally, I think the single cylinder seems to be the way to go, as big as you like. I think stock 600 is about as big as is practical and reliable. Yeah.
And in terms of performance on this circuit, I know that we've now started to see what I call the international chairs here a lot more. I mean, good racing certainly, and I think as the experience grows, it's going to get better and better, isn't it?
I think so. I think when the track used to be slick, obviously the weather's dictated again, unfortunately, from the practice meeting when it was nice and hard base. The bigger engine tends to not rev as hard and you get a lot more drive. I think that's why the racing's closer. You don't get so many lock-ups in corners, and they're easier to ride, I think, on a slick track. On the deeper track, we're finding a little bit that we're having to gear them a little different to try and make them rev, and they don't want to. So, to be honest, today, a good 500 would do the job, I think.
It's going to be interesting, because I know that certainly Lester Goodwin's had to go back to a 500. He's had problems with the big motor, so it could be an interesting slant on things.
I think so. I think you've just got to have a responsive carburettor and try and make the wheel spin up. And unfortunately, the big ones aren't really designed. They're designed for the flat sand tracks, and so we're struggling a touch, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not an advantage today.
Well, we'll see how it turns out. Very best of luck, Keith.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well, we talk an awful lot about the international class of 500cc as we used to know it. Now, of course, we're riding with the 750 limit on the German machines. And Mario, the interest I've got with your crew is that Marco actually is here as a driver today, but he has indeed passengered before here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Marco was here at the passenger by Knott. And last year in Germany we drive only for fun. He's the boyfriend of my sister. For fun we say then, oh, we drive in the national. side by side, and we get in the national Germany on the champion last year. And yeah, I was here again with Bischoff, and he was here with Knott, and we drive in the fight. And now we drive on the side, and the track is good, the meeting is nice, and yeah, it's nice to come over to England. And so from the championship last year, we say this year, okay, we stay in the international, we go up, and look what we can do.
Absolutely fantastic, and I know that there's a lot of interest now in the UK. We hear about these wonderful circuits over in Germany. I've personally been to a lot of the tracks over there, and this Tunbridge track is now getting to the standard that we see in your country, isn't it?
Yeah, we have in Germany good tracks, but we have again bad tracks. I think it's the same than in England. This is a very nice track here. It's very good grass track. It's good to race with a sidecar, and yeah, in Germany it's the same. You have very, very good tracks, and then you have weekends where you say, oh, not on this meeting.
Well, obviously we're all looking to see what the weather can do for us with the track condition. I really want to just say to you guys the very best of luck. Looking forward to a good meeting.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. As we've got Jeremy Doncaster out on the circuit doing his flying lap, and he is the first of the competitors to go in the solo barn record, and the clock will stop when he comes past us here. So Jeremy Doncaster on his flying lap now as he goes round the circuit. Checker flag we made ready for him as he comes past us. The clock is on him as he comes round. Over the line he goes. And the recorded time for Jeremy Doncaster is 20.19. 20.19 the target time for Paul Hurry and Mick Groen to actually beat. At all, because he goes very slowly past me, and he is actually going to do one complete practice lap, and I just wonder how much the circuit has changed since those early practices. It certainly looks a lot drier now and a lot slicker. So this time it will be the clock as he comes past me, and 20.19 is the time that Paul Hurry has got to be. I'm sure he'll enjoy the fact that he's out on the circuit on his own, lifting the front wheel slightly, trying to maximise the drive that he's got going up the back straight. Takes a very wide line now, top end, but he's very quick. Well, he certainly looked quick, and the time has confirmed it. 19.70, 19.70. The timekeeper just working out quickly the equivalent speed of those flying laps for Jeremy Doncaster. The time you had for Jeremy Doncaster was 20.19. That equated to 66.32 in terms of average speed. And Paul Hurry a little bit quicker, he's equated to 67.97, so can Mick Groen match that? He comes very wide on that. He's quick past us, drives in hard into that bottom turn. Well, that certainly seems to be the point on that bottom bend where they're all trying to get the wheels in line. Use the fact that this circuit is very grippy at the moment, as he goes very, very wide on that top bend. It's going to be as quick as Paul Hurry. And very quickly confirmation from the timekeeper that the time of 20.31 is not as quick as Paul Hurry. 20.31 for Mick Groen, That equates to 65.93 as an average speed. It is again out in the middle of the circuit. We should be seeing Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall to compete first of all. And tremendous to see these, what I've always called international class of sidecars. We know that we've got great representation in the European Championships. And when you see these guys go this afternoon, you know exactly why. Malcolm and Gary go past us. They're now starting to wind the machinery up. And of course, for all of you pundits that wonder which class is the fastest out there, this is an opportunity to compare the times. As Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall start their first flying lap with the clock set on them. If you're a follower of the sport of this international class of sidecars, then you certainly have my admiration over the years for the amount of miles. Very, very popular in the deep south of France and very, very popular in northern Germany. So the first time set for the 750 sidecars, and that time is 22.17. 22.17. So riding number 3 this afternoon, Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens. I think everybody has watched these race in the British Championships. Unbelievable the amount of times that they've won the British Championships. And very well deserved indeed. So, will they be able to put up a quicker time than Malcolm? They go into that bottom bend. Is that dust I start to see fly? Purely unofficially, I think they do look a little bit quicker. They've gone wide on that top bend, Leicester working hard. Work out what that equates to in average speed, and if I tell you that works out to be 61.17, I think you'll quickly realise that they have been slightly quicker than Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall. Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens get a time of 21.89. 21.89. So at the moment, it is the second in the class to go that's holding the fastest lap. Practice, and Brian and Danny have had a chance to watch both Malcolm and Lester negotiate the circuit. They know that Lester was a little bit quicker, so did they watch what lines he took? Certainly coming around that top bend. This is the lap that he's timed on. That was where Malcolm seemed to scrub out going out of that bend. At the moment that Brian keeps looking down at machinery, it didn't sound 100% healthy. He's drifted out wide as well. I think if my ears weren't deceiving me, that bike didn't sound 100%, and his time has certainly reflected that. 23.11 was the time for Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. 23.11, an average of 57.94. See, sidecars, the first point of interest from my point of view is what outfits are they going to be using? Are they using the Speedway style or the Grasstrack style? Let's Stretching the binoculars over there, it does look as if all three have chosen Grasstrack outfits, so we might see the Speedway outfits appear a little bit later on, but at the moment they're sticking with known, tried and tested machinery. A lot of people very, very pleased to see this partnership back together. And as the clock will go on them as they come past me, so John's got race speed on as he goes past us, and this is the time lap. Into that top bend they go. Jason getting down, moving his body forward to try and keep that front wheel steering in the direction they want the outfit to go. John picking his racing line as he goes into the bends. All sorts of problems in that bottom bend though. Oh, the outfit completely lifted in the air. I'm not sure whether there was a mechanical problem that caused it, but certainly John in all sorts of trouble there in the middle of that pit bend.
Well, we can take another look at this with John Halsey. There appeared to be a rut which developed in this corner. You can see the Sidecars wheel digs right in it. And as John got off the bike, he did look as though he was in a bit of pain. He must have caught his inner thigh on the carburettors, I should imagine. But yeah, very lucky not to turn over there, John.
The outfit completely lifted in the air. I'm not sure whether there was a mechanical problem that caused it, but certainly John in all sorts of trouble there in the middle of that pit bend. So we've got no completed lap for John Halsey and Jason Glennie. It will be a straight battle between Rob Wilson and Paul Whitelam. Certainly concern at the moment with the officials of the circuit looking at that bend where John appeared to mysteriously lock up. As Rob builds the speed up slowly, going to that top bend, down the back straight he goes. Now I'm sure all eyes will be on where is he going to go around this pit bend. He certainly stayed out very, very wide, so perhaps there is a bit of a hole in the circuit on the inside. Now he's got race speed on, and he will be timed from where he's gone past us here. Into that top bend he goes. As he flies down the back straight. Again, keep your eyes on where he's going to go. Is he staying wide? He most certainly is. All the way around the top of the berm he goes, and across the line, so we have a time for 1000cc sidecars. So the time for Rob Wilson and Ian Whale, 21.44. 21.44, that equates to 62.46. Most invited rider in 1000cc sidecar class to compete for the barn record, a one-time flying lap, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. And if you follow the press closely, you might know that Kevin had a lot of problems with a swollen hand that he took a patch to. As he goes into that top bend, a little bit of a moment on this bottom turn, but this is the lap that he's being timed on. I think the advice from the officials was to stay wide on that bottom turn. That's exactly what he's done. He stays out on the top of the bend. This looks pretty quick. Well, it was all very close, but a very quick time for Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones, 21.27. So they indeed do take the barn record for 1000cc sidecars. And we've got Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens in the 750 sidecars. And of course Paul Hurry in the solo competition. But he found it very, very hard going in practice, so very disappointed to see no David Howe out there, but wish him the very best for speedy recovery. Know that his speedway is very, very important to him. There is another rider coming out of the pits, so that was the reason for the red flag. Appears from the pits. Just realised the other one we're missing as well is the door, who again I have not speak to in the pits. And you can see exactly what I was talking about earlier, the amount of grip there is on this circuit. All of the bikes lifting very, very easily as they moved away from the start line. Down the back straight they go, and it is Paul Hurry that's setting the pace. The rest of the field gets spread out behind him. But as they come off that top turn, it is setting the pace. Jeremy Doncaster closest to him. Schubert is the rider in third place at the moment. And then there's a battle going on for fourth. But look at the gap that Paul Hurry has got on the rest of the field. Mentioned earlier when he was doing his flying lap that he's been to this circuit many times. He knows this circuit well. He's got used to the changes that have gone on. He is setting up for a they're in third place. Schubert is just trying to close down on him. He goes very, very wide. Mark Taylor on the inside of him. Good scrap for that fourth place. Both of them trying to close on Sir Schubert in third spot. The last lap flag goes out. Certainly is setting a pace that nobody can fit with. We don't in that second place. And a very exciting rider in third place, Sir Schubert. See that style of his, he lays down on the machinery. Worry indeed takes the first checkered flag this afternoon. Jeremy Doncaster gets second. So Schubert it is that gets third place. Mark Gilman in fourth and Mark Taylor in fifth. Let's go to the solo score chart, give you the points they've scored from the very top. Race 1 it was, so Schubert, rider number 1 gets 6 points. Jeremy Doncaster, rider number 6 gets 8 points. 15 Paul Hurry, 10 points. 20 David Howe, no start. 30 James Walgrave, 3 points. 58 Mark Gilman, 5 points. 110 Steve Dorr, again, no start. 170 Mark Taylor, 4 points, and a winning time of 123.82. 123.82. If you're leaving on a separate piece of paper or something, the average speed. Looking perhaps for Trevor Banks, who's gone into the lead into that first turn. No, Trevor Banks it is that gets away going down that back straight. And he's certainly under pressure as he comes into the pit bend for the first time. He goes very, very slow. Martin Sturgeon is the rider in third, but it's Mitch Godden and Trevor Banks that have got away from the rest of the field. And as they steam down that back straight, it's those two that really are getting away. Problems for Dean Barker on the centre green line. So that is very, very disappointing. I wanted to see how Dean Barker was going to go on this Tunbridge circuit. We're going to have to wait till his second ride, and he's certainly going to have to do very well in both those rides to get himself into the final. But Mitch Godden in this one as they go into their last lap. Over that third place now. There's all eyes, I think, on Mitch Godden because he's pushing Trevor Banks all the way. Will he make a last turn attempt as he holds it very, very tight indeed? Mitch Godden and Trevor Banks across the line. Trevor Banks just gets it. Mitch Godden in second. Now, has Bob Dolman done enough? The points chart reads as 10 maximum points to number 2, Trevor Banks. Number 9, Mitch Godden, 8 points. Number 16, Bob Dolman, 6 points. Number 24, Dean Barker, no points at all, no start. Number 38, Jason King, no points, no start. Number 65, Lee Bartlett, 2 points. Number 115, Martin Sturgeon, 5 points. Number 173, Neil Taylor, 4 points. And also in the reserves, number 50, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, 3 points. 125.91 was the winning time, 125.19, 62.47 the average speed. So, as we now go to the 750 sidecars, turn over your page to page 11. And if, like me, you now discover that if you've written very hard on the programme, you've now got all the results of the one before all across the 750 sidecar chart. But these things are sent to try us. Right, in race 3, in your programme we will see out for the first time Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall, Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens, who won the flying lap, Rick Dreyfus and Francis Goodwin, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg, Raymond DeRoy and Richard Morales, Marco Hansrucker and Mario Siebert. They're quickly back on the machine. They've got a lot of work to do now to try and catch up with the rest of the field because they are already half a lap away and going into that pit bend for the first time. So let's pick it up for you as they come down past us because we've got Starke and Darren would look to be out there, so we'll find out who it was that hasn't gone. But at the moment it's Malcolm Goodwin and very, very Marco Hansrucker, who has been to this circuit before. He was passenger to Tommy Kuhn last year when they came over here. A very, very good top-class passenger. Than he really wanted on the start line. But with the rest of the race, we've realised now it's Brian Palmer that's not out there. 23, Tony Starke. So those problems that Brian had during his flying lap, obviously taken away from both the Goodwins because Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall have led from the start. They again seem to be finding Lester Goodwin's not giving up. He closes right up on Malcolm Goodwin, tries to go around the outside. Malcolm Goodwin holds it tight, it's going to be close. Malcolm Goodwin takes it, Lester Goodwin in second, Tony Starke in third. So the first of the 750 sidecars is race 3 in your programme, and from the top of the grid we've got number 1 Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall to pick up a maximum 7 points. Number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens. They pick up 5 points for their second place. Number 5, Rick Dreyfus and Francis Goodhalf have 3 points. Number 7, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. Unfortunately, no start for them, no points. Number 9, Raymond DeRoy and Richard Bullhoos, 2 points. Number 11, very unfortunate on the start line there, Marco Hansrucker and Mario Siebert, 1 point. Number 23, Tony Starke and Darren Wood, maximising their inclusion in the event. 4 points on their first ride. The winning time was 132.02. 132.02. That is an average speed of 58.33. So the rest of the competitors we see now on the start line in this competition in race 4. Steve Kensington and Andy Robertson line up on this outside gate. They'll have seen that Marco Hansrucker found an enormous amount of grip there, so I'm sure they'll all be talking to each other in the pit box saying it's a question of not just dumping the clutch, too grippy for that, you've got to feed it out slowly. Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes go riding number 4. Alphonse Fugel and Franz Hoover go riding number 6. 8 is Andy Kerrison and Laura Kerrison. 10 is Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert. 12 is Clive Willis and Steve Ashby. Absolutely lifted the machine in the air. He's not done as badly as Marco. We've got problems on the far side, as you can see. So quickly the red flags are out and the riders on the far side are attended to by the first aid officials. And in fact it's Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes are on the far side, so let the medical attendees do them as quickly as possible, and the rest of course will have to come back for a restart. Well, I've just been told that they've managed to get together a few more programmes. I know somebody come and asked me earlier on if there was any more programmes available. There have been now some programmes brought to the entrance that is effectively the pit entrance just behind the beer tent here, to the left. So if you didn't have a programme when you came in, there have been some taken to that gate. If you'd like to go and have a word with them, I'm sure they'll let you have one. He picked up a lot of grip, lost a lot of ground on the rest of the field. Will he be able to do better this time? Great, Andy Harrison right on the inside, number 2 Steve Kensington on the outside. He has certainly made a better start this time. All sorts of problems for Steve Kensington, but he manages to hang on to the machine and quickly backfighting as well. Those positions changing back there in 3, 4 and 5, and Steve Kensington has got himself up into 3rd, but at the moment it's Keith Drury that's got away. Certainly conditions changing all the time on this circuit. Again, we've got problems on that bottom turn. That's Steve Kensington this time that's come to grief on that bottom turn. So once again, the race is being brought to a halt in the interest of safety, and the officials on the circuit quickly attending to the fallen riders. So as we turn our attention back to the solo competition, these are the riders we haven't seen in the first 2 of the solo events. And first to the line is number 17, Neville Tatum. It's joined by Scott Broad. race out for the first time this afternoon. 25, Martin Williams. 41 is Darren Rolph. Andrew Appleton. Keep your eyes on as the Neville Tatum is the last to join them on the line. Happening that Neville Tatum has been given 15 metres for touching the tapes. The rest of the line is 45 once again. Neville Tatum quickly catches them up as he goes into that first turn. It's Andrew Appleton that's got the lead as they go round that first turn. But there's a lot changing further down the field as Neville Tatum has worked his way through. He's got up into indeed second place now. As he's worked his way through the whole of the field, he was 15 metres back, but he's got a very good start and indeed the field worked his way through. Now the rest of the battling goes on for that third, fourth and fifth, but Andrew Appleton is the one that's setting the pace. Andrew Appleton gets away, down the back straight he goes, leading his first ride of the afternoon. Now, pick up the rider in third, a very, very entertaining rider. That is obviously in your number 41, Darren Rolph. See the difference in the style of Darren Rolph, that leg trailing style. He'll be chasing after Neville Tatum. As those three have broken away from the rest of the field, Andrew Appleton setting an excellent pace, looks over his shoulder quickly. One more lap to go now. And down Neville Tatum. The push for that second and third place goes a long way round. He's had to free up a little bit as Neville Tatum started to go wide. Neville looks over his shoulder. He wonders which way he's going to attack from. There's only one way that Darren Rolph is going to do it, and that's the long way round. He's going on the high wire as they come into the finishing line, but Neville Tatum's done enough. In your programme, and we'll give you the points once again from the top. Number 4, Andrew Appleton, maximum 10 points. Number 10, Dave Mears, 2 points. Number 17, Neville Tatum, 8 points. 25, Martin Williams, 4 points. 21, Darren Rolph, 6 points. 150, Scott Moore, 3. 215, Steve Braidford, 5, and a winning time of 129.56. 129.56. I will go over those again if I get a chance when this race is finished, because we've already got race 6 on the track racing, and let's pick them up for you as they come round past me, because leading at the moment, that's Matt Reed. Oh, close to him in second place is number 29, Paul Knott, and it's Paul Knott that's chasing Matt as he goes down the back straight. But the lead still with Matt Reed as he comes off that pit bend for the second time. Number 18 is the rider in third place at the moment. And I do believe that's number 11, Paul Cooper, there in fourth place trying to close on Mike Groen. But the lead all with Matt Reed at the moment as he comes off that top bend. Very wide, it's allowed Mick Groen to get closer to him as he goes to the bottom turn. He's trying to make make up for that now as he's gone wide again on that bottom turn, and Mick is getting very, very close to Paul Knott. One more corner to go. Matt Reed is comfortable in front, but there's a battle for that second place. Into the line it goes. Knott takes it in second spot. Mick Groen in third, and Paul Cooper in fourth. Was Andrew Appleton 10 points. 10 Dave Mears 2, 17 Neville Tatum 8, 25 Martin Williams 4, 41 Darren Rolph 6, 73 Julian Phipps 1, 150 Scott Broad 3, and 215 Steve Braidford 5, 129.56. Let's give you the points quickly for race 6 in your programme. 11 Paul Cooper 5. We've already got underway with the 500 Sidecars, so I think I'll come back to those points as we pick up for you the restart of race 4 in your programme. We're with the 750 Sidecars. This is the restart of race 4. We've got no Steve Kennington and no Chris Salisbury. So, with the lead at the moment, Drury and Reinhard Schubert. They lead as they go into that pit turn. Battle looks as if it's going to be for second place as the gaps have started to open. The two outfits that are close together for that second spot. So, Keith Drury leads. Indeed have been caught as they go into that pit bend. And as we watch them come off that pit bend again, Keith Drury still the man that shows he's got to be caught. And Steve Ashby have got that second place now from Alphonse. This was really all about the fact that this is the third time of asking for Keith Drury, and he's managed to do it. As he comes off that pit bend, he will get maximum points as he's to the checkered flag this time. Clive Willis in second, and Alphonse Hugo in third place. The 750 Sidecar. Let's quickly turn our attention back to race 6. This is in the solo race chart. Race 6 was for 11 Paul Cooper 5 points, 18 Mick Groen 6 points, 29 Paul Knott 8 points, 42 Glen Phillips 4 points, 83 Nathan Owen 3 points, 152 maximum 10 points, 611 John Cox 1 point, and Tom Cooper number 153 the reserve there getting 2 points. 126.95 is the winning time, 126.95. For Steve Kensington and Andy Robson, number 2, no points. Number 4, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes, no points. Number 6, Alphonse Hugo and Franz Huber, 4 points. 8, Andy Kerrison and Laura Kerrison, 3 points. 10, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert, 7 points. 12, Clive Willis and Steve Ashby, 5 points. The winning time, 137.06, 137.06. So we do now, for the first time this afternoon, see the 1000cc sidecars. This is race 7 in your programme, and you turn to the 1000cc sidecar race chart. So the drivers going around that top bend very, very slowly indeed, looking at where the track markers have been moved to. And first to the line is 148 Rob and Chris Winterburn. We see John Horsey and Jason Glennie for the first time. 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter. 62, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. Not forgetting number that's coming to the line. That's Mick Kay and Mick Stace. So the first of the 1000cc sidecars this afternoon. Starke moves away. The sidecars, problems for Gary Palmer there, but no problems for John Halsey and Jason Glennie as they get themselves to the front in that first turn. It's Rob and Chris Winterburn that are second to them. Richard Moore and Rob Winspear in third place at the moment. Peter Lloyd in fourth. But Gary Palmer is coming back at them as they go into that bottom turn. So a good scrap going on for third place at the moment, but in the meantime, Jason Glennie have got away. And Peter Lloyd has made his way up into third place as Gary Palmer tries to challenge for that fourth spot in front of Richard Moore and Rob Winspear. Now down the back straight they go, and as John Halsey has got away, Rob and Chris Winterburn have tried to stay with them. And the battling is all about that third and fourth place. Has got it at the moment. There's problems on the far side for Mick Kay. As they go into that top bend, it does look to me to be Gary Palmer that has got through, and he's challenging Peter Lloyd as well. Good scrap for this third place. But just one more lap to go for John Halsey and Jason Glennie to make it a win first time for them. And again, the battling's going for that third spot. Gary has moved up into third. For Gary, he certainly had problems on the start line and was slow to get away. And I'm curious now as to whether Peter Lloyd has got problems, because Richard Moore and Rob Winspear take that fourth from them. Or have they? The battle is on going down the back straight. Over this line they go and take their first checkered flag. John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Rob and Chris Winterburn. In fact, I've just realised, yes, it is Rob and Chris Winterburn. Gary Palmer to take in that third place there. And from the very top, let's give you race 7's results. As number 6, Richard Moore and Rob Winspear get 2 points. Number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie, maximum 7 points. Number 18, Gary and Craig Palmer, 4 points. Number 62, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley, 3 points. Number 148, Rob and Chris Winterburn, 5 points. The winning time there was 130.71. 130.71, as there was no point scored at all by number 1 Mick Kay and Mick Stace. So we now move to race 8 and looking for the outfit of Steve Smith. Well, the rumour this morning was that the passenger's name that you're missing for Steve Smith has turned out to be none other than Mark Edwards. So great to see Mark here. And if I can quickly have a look and confirm, yep, that is indeed Mark Edwards. So on the speedway outfit of Steve Smith. Really competitive in fact as they go into that first turn. And as they start to sort themselves out, Gary Jackson, I can see, in third place at the moment. The battle is right at the front there as it looks to me like Paul Bickley out for Sarah already. Bickley out for Sarah. Ian Lee Amos and Paul Phillips in second place at the moment. In hot pursuit is number 23, Gary Jackson, and passenger Carl Pugh. So what will happen as the race develops? Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera going wide, and Ian Lee Amos on the inside. Gary Jackson still sitting there in third place. In fact, losing ground on that second spot. As much as he loses ground, Steve Smith can see an opportunity. Steve Smith and Mark Edwards still there in fourth place at the moment, but getting closer all the time to that third spot. Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera look determined to hang on to this one. Between them and Ian Lee Amos. My eyes at the moment are certainly on that third place, because Gary Jackson is certainly trying to make sure he doesn't leave any gaps, but Steve Smith is pushing all the time. It'll be checkered flag this time as they come round. And as they come to that checkered flag, it is Paul Victor in Amos in second. Gary Jackson just hangs on to that third place. From the very top, let's give you number 2, Steve Smith and Mark Edwards. They get 3 points. Number 8, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera, 7 points. Number 14, Neil Owen and Dylan Davis, 2 points. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, 4 points. Number 69, Matthew Tyrrell and Sean Yates, 1 point. Number 183, Ian Lee Amos and Paul Phillips, 5 points. The winning time was 133.32, 133.32. That equates to 57.51. So we stay with the 1000cc sidecars as we move to race 9. Well, we'll see in action James Rogers, Miles Simmons, Ivor Matthews, Rob Wilson, Duncan Tolhurst and John Hiscock. What the little printed numbers are in those result boxes, they're actually the gate positions, and you'll see, for example, that well, let's pick one on an outside gate. 15, Ivor Matthews has got gate 6, so gate 1 is on the inside. Rob Wilson, you can see, has got gate 5, he's just on the inside of Ivor Matthews. On the inside of them, gate 4 is Miles Simmons. Duncan Tolhurst, the last to come into line, but now we've got all 6 on the line. Tremendous start. Oh, Rob Wilson absolutely flew, and he's got himself to the front, and everybody's now got a chase. Down the back straight they go. Rob Wilson and passenger, of course, Ian Whale this season. And he's gone very, very wide. It's Duncan Tolhurst that's looking for the gap on the inside. I think that Duncan Tolhurst has just got it. Rob Wilson has stayed wide though. Those two together as they go round the pit bend. For John Hiscock and Simon Wall, 3 points. 132.04 was the winning time. 132.04. That was race 9. We stay with the 1000cc sidecars. It is race 10. And this the last of the competitors to come out for their first ride, where we see Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, Roger Wynn and Richard Masterton, Dave Steer and John Richards, Stephen Carl Blythe, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones, Lewis Cook and Robert Hargrave. So how has the flying lap win affected Whitelam, I can see, has made a good start, but he hasn't quite got the lead as he slotted into second place going into that first turn. So let's pick up for you. I think it's Dave Steer that's got the lead. I'll confirm that for you as they come round. But as they go into that pit bend, it is certainly Dave Steer that's got the lead as he comes up past me. In third place at the moment. And Seth Blythe in 4th spot. So pick it up for you as they go down the back straight. Dave Steer coming under pressure from Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Lewis Cook coming under pressure from Stephen Carl Blythe. Into that bottom turn, all 4 go, and as they come up past me, Dave Steer working very hard. The challenge, not so much the case for the third place battle. Steph Blythe's getting closer and closer all the time. Trying to split the eyeballs to watch both challenges because we go into that pit bend for the third time. You can see that Paul Whitelam is starting to attack. He's gone very wide past me. And he's now let Dave Steer know that he's there. Dave Steer forces him to go wide and Dave Steer gets away going down the back straight. Has he done enough? He comes into the last bend. In fact, Dave Steer slows a lot in the bend. That gives him maximum drive coming out. That was a brilliant last bend from Dave Steer. He takes maximum points. DC Sidecars, let's go down from the top as we've got for number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, 1 point. Number 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton, 2 points. 17, Dave Steer and John Richards, 7 points. 30, Stephen Carl Blythe, 3 points. 92, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones, 5 points. 748, that's Lewis Cook and Roger Hargrave, 4 points. 131.39 was the winning time, 131.39, they averaged 58.73. Steer. So, Nicky Owen is riding for Tolhurst. My apologies for not giving that to you earlier. We now turn our attention back to the 500cc solo class and casting your eyes down the riders for race 11. We see in action against Schubert, Trevor Banks, who has wins as they all in fact go against each other. It's Trevor Banks who's made the best of the starts, but as he goes into the first bend, he sees Paul Hurry coming around the outside of him, and it's Paul Hurry that's got himself to the front and has opened up a gap already as he goes into the pit bend for the first time. So down towards me they come, and steady the pace. Schubert almost together, but Schubert looks to have made the better of it going into that bottom turn. I thought that Serg was in all sorts of problems going into that bottom bend, but he certainly has managed to get that third and hang on to it. He rides a very good line. Very interesting rider to watch. Dolman, I think, has realised that Serg is going very, very wide. He's going to see if he can capitalise on that to stay on the inside. But at the moment there's too much speed on, and let's not take it away from Paul Hurry, who's been doing the race leading this afternoon. We'll have to watch with interest and see what sort of Hurry puts up. And he really does look very, very comfortable indeed as he goes up that back straight. Now, into the checkered flag he comes, looks over his shoulder. He knows he's made it 2 wins from 2 rides. So the points for race 11. If you start from the top, number 1, Serg Schubert has got 6 points. Trevor Banks, number 2, 8 points. Number 15, Paul Hurry, 10 points. Number 16, Bob Dolman, 5 points. Number 30 and number 38, James Cortheray and Jason King, non-starters, no points. As indeed was 110, Steve Dorr, no points. 115, Martin Sturgeon, 4 points. And the winning time was 124.43. The only other points scored there was for the reserve, number 50, 3 points. Race 12, and as they fly into that first turn, I was just wondering what sort of response we'd get from Neville Tatum, who had that horrendous wheelie in his, or in fact touched the tapes. He then got put back 50 metres and pulled up and got a 3rd place. Well, he goes in this one, but he's also up against Andrew Appleton. 2nd place. Andrew Appleton, of course, had a win first time out. Mick Groen trying to give him all sorts of problems, though, as he gets very close to him coming out of that bottom turn. They go round that pit bend, very, very close indeed. Second. And I shouldn't forget that Matt Reed had a win as well first time out. they've all come against each other in this second ride. As Matt Reed looks to be getting slightly closer to Darren in fourth place at the moment. They come towards the checkered flag this time. It's going to be a victory once again. He's second of the afternoon for number 4. Green takes second place. 152. Matt Reed in third and Darren Rolph in fourth. Is as follows. Number 4, Andrew Appleton, got maximum 10 points. That's 2 rides and 2 wins. Mick Groen, of course, Jim Groen, a non-starter, number 5, who should have gone in that one. But if we move down to number 17, Neville Tatum, it's 4 points. Number 18, Mick Groen, 8 points. Number 41, Darren Rolph, 5 points. Number 42, Glen Phillips, no points. Number 150, Scott Broad, no points. Number 152, Matt Reed, 6 points. And the reserve, Tom Cooper, number 153, 3 points. The winning time, 124.62. 124.62, Malcolm Goodwin and Keith Drury. And yes, indeed, those two come together in race 13. So, what gates have they got? Keith Drury right on the inside. That could be an interesting one. Where is Malcolm Goodwin? Gate 5, so he's a lot farther out. Now, depending on who they've got between them, it's whether they get a direct... now they've obviously realised that gate 4 should have been occupied by Steve Kensington, but obviously they're out. So Malcolm has moved across to gate 4. Right on the outside is Alphonse Hugo, who had a 3rd place first time out. Keith Drury on the inside that's made the best, but Malcolm Goodwin's right there with him as they both go round that first turn almost together on the exit of the bend. Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall, though, pull away going down the back straight. And Keith Drury in 2nd place at the moment, closes right up on the entrance of the bend. So perhaps this is a difference in the power ratios that they're running, because Malcolm Goodwin very quick into the bend. So will the difference tell? Keith Drury working hard on that 2nd spot, stays close to Gary, doesn't let him get away. Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall then desperately trying to pull away. Very good line on that top end. They slowed on that top end. They forced Keith developing for the 3rd place as well. But really all eyes on that lead, because Keith Drury looks like he desperately wants the win. Pushes all the way up the back straight. Now this is where the difference is. Watch the entrance to the bend. That Keith Drury's a lot quicker. He's got a gap this time. He's got a gap on the inside. Can he make it pay? Malcolm said no. This is all about different power outputs these machines have got. They're riding the track very differently. Malcolm Goodwin does look to have got the better of it as he goes up the back straight, but look where the challenge comes every time going into that bend. Keith Drury drives very, very hard into the bend. It's coming to the line that he's going to continue the challenge. That certainly was a close one, and I'll leave that for my learner colleague next to me to make the judgments on that one. For the 750cc sidecars, race 13 in your programme. Number 1, Malcolm Goodwin and Gary Rockall. Keep the maximum. It was very, very tight on the line, but they get the maximum 7 points, if only by the width of a tyre. No points, of course, for outfit number 2, Steve Kenchington. Outfit number 5, Rick Dyfus, who get 3 points. Outfit number 6, Alphon Fugel and Franz Huber get 4 points. Outfit number 9, Raymond DeRoy and Richard Bullholes get 2 points. Number 10, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert get 5 points. A tremendous finish from them. The winning time, 1:37.01. 1:37.01. Finding some drive coming off this start line. But meanwhile, while I turn my attention off of them onto the front runners, it is Lester Goodwin that's got to the front and already looking very comfortable. They're in second place. So coming in as reserve, Tony Starke having a very good ride. He had a third place first time out. And number 7, Brian Palmer, who knows he's got a lot of work to do in these last 2 rides. He stands any sort of chance of getting into the final. Third place, chasing on those 3 really have to with the rest of the field. There's Marco Hansruka and Mario Siebert are sitting there in 4th place, but really have not been happy with things this afternoon. Into that second place. Good fight for this last lap. Brian Palmer forced to pull it tight. And he's working hard in that 3rd place. Oh, I thought Lester Goodwin had slowed it. Second man, Lester gets it. Tony Starke in 2nd and Brian Palmer in 3rd. So, race 14 then, with the 750 sidecars. Maximum points to rider number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens. They get the win and maximum points. No points at all for number 4, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Number 7, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg get 4. Number 8, Andy Kerrison and Laura Kerrison get 2. Number 11, Marco Hansruka and Mario Siebert get 3. 12, Clive Willis and Steve Ashby, they've stopped, so no points for them. And the reserve, Tony Starke and Darren Wood, number 23, get 5 points. 134.65, sorry, 134.65 was the speed. That averaged 55.3. Our attention back to the solo competition and looking perhaps for Jeremy Doncaster. I think that's him that's got out in front, but he's gone very, very wide. The rest of the field close on him. Well, I do think that's Mitch Godden that's up there in 2nd place, looking perhaps for the lead. And number 24 is good to see out there, Dean Barker, didn't score in his first ride. So the first ride really for Dean Barker, he's sitting in 3rd place. Chasing after number 9, Mitch Godden, and in turn both of them chasing after Jeremy Doncaster, the early leader. So looking for a way to run the inside back. Jeremy Doncaster involved. Dean Barker still pushing Mitch Godden hard. He picks up a lot of drive coming out of that bend, Mitch Godden, and he's getting closer and closer to Jeremy Doncaster, but Jeremy doing everything right at the moment. And it's one more lap to go. Again, he's gone very wide, but it gives him the speed now. two riders pull off into the centre green. Still the attention with Jeremy Doncaster and Mitch Godden. We'll make one more attempt on this last bend. It'll be checkered flag this time, but Mitch has stayed very, very wide. He's going the long way round. It's going to be a fight to the moment. Jeremy gets it. Mitch Godden in second. Dean Barker in third. Mark Chilman in fourth. It was, and if we go from the top, the first one we come to is number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. He got maximum, 10 points for the win. Number 9, Mitch Godden, 8 points. Number 20, David Howe, no start. Number 24, Dean Barker, 6 points. Number 58, Mark Chilman, 5 points. Number 65, Lee Bartlett, 4 points. No score there for number 170 or 173, Mark and Neil Taylor. The winning time, 126.57. 126.57. They're averaging 62 miles per hour. As we look to race 16, Dave Mears, Paul Cooper, Ross Knott, Julian Phillips, Nathan Owen, Braidford. It is Paul Cooper that's got away, and as he sort themselves out on that first turn, all sorts of problems. I think the rider who's now in third place, but he's managed to sort himself out. That's Paul Knott, in fact, in third place. He had a nasty moment on that first turn, but he recovers well. Williams is the rider in second at the moment, but it's all about the youngster Paul Cooper at the moment, as he's got away from the rest of the field and he looks determined to hang on to it. Places now starting to get themselves spread out a little bit, but Paul Knott certainly is going to give that second place. And the inside of Martin Williams, line to line, right to the inside, and very quickly holds on to it, wide coming out of the bend. He seemed to slow. I think he was getting too close to the boards coming out of that bend. But Paul Cooper is certainly going well in the lead. Looks to be enjoying it. The distance coming down towards us. The amount of grip that this circuit is giving us now, that relates itself to positive drive for the machinery. And if you watch the way that Paul Cooper comes out of that bend, you can see it throws the back wheel away, keeps it spinning. Once it gets driving, up comes the front wheel, and a good win for Paul Cooper. So the points scored in race 16. If you're on your score chart, then go to rider number 10, Dave Mears. He's the first in your list and gets 5 points. Number 11, Paul Cooper, maximum 10 points. Number 25, Martin Williams, 6 points. Number 29, Paul Knott, 8 points. Number 73, Julian Phipps, 3 points. And number 83, Nathan Irwin, 4 points. 215, Steve Braidford, 1 point. 611, John Cox, 2 points. 127.31 was the winning time. 61.47. 61.47. So we now turn over the page and past the 750 sidecars to the 1000cc as we see the 1000cc sidecars, and let's pick up for you who done the winning and whether we'll see any of those. In fact, to go through them, Paul Whitley goes in race 20, John Halsey goes in 18, Dave Steer goes in 20, and one of our winners. I think that's Gary Parmenter that's having problems on the start gate. The bike was creeping forward. In fact, he's ended up stalling it by the look of it. Quickly gets the machinery running again. And as we saw happen to Neville Tatum a little bit earlier on, he will use 15 metres for touching the tapes. So that gives a bit more breathing space for Steve Smith and Mark Edwards, who are sitting right out on gate 6. The gap between them and Gary Jackson. Duncan Tolhurst is in one of those middle gates. So as soon as Gary Parmenter gets to the 15 metre mark, then they will be pulling the rest of the riders into line. Gary Parmenter had brilliantly anticipated the start and caught up to them all before they went, but unfortunately he didn't get away smoothly, so he's still got the disadvantage. One ride already though, as we look to the front, and this looks a much better ride for Miles Simmons, as he indeed goes very, very wide, and Duncan Tolhurst comes through on the inside. Changed very, very quickly. The early lead with number 9 Miles Simmons, and by the look of it, major problems for Steve Smith at the back of the field. At the moment, it's Duncan Tolhurst being pursued by Miles Simmons in second place, Gary Jackson in third. That's our reserve, Trevor Colvin, in place of, we believe, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Really, the eyes are on those front three. Can Duncan Tolhurst make it 2 out of 2? Miles Simmons wants to change that. He stayed close to him. 1 more lap to go. Gary Jackson looking down at machinery all the time. Machinery. We see Miles Simmons being made to fight hard if he's going to have a go for that first place. Duncan Tolhurst looking very much in control. Goes wide on this bottom bend. Oh, pulls it back in. Holds a good line coming out of the bend. That was a tremendous turn from Duncan Tolhurst. And they may indeed have made it 2 out of 2. With the 1000cc sidecars, we start with Mick Cave and Mick Stace, no points for them. Number 2, Steve Smith and Mark Edwards hitting problems, no points again. Number 9, Miles Simmons and Dave Hogan, 5 points for that second place. Number 18, Gary Parmenter and Craig Parmenter, 2 points. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, 4 points. Number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen, maximum 7 points once again, 2 rides and 2 wins. The winning time was 131.20, and the only other points scored there were for reserve. Number 99, Trevor Colvin and Mick Day, they get 3 points. Promises to be an interesting one. We've got John Halsey and Jason Glennie out, who had a win first time out. Rob Wilson and Ian Whale had a tremendous start, and then they were caught taken back to third place. Whitelam also had a very, very good ride. Get underway. It is Paul Whitelam that's made the best of the starts. So Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones with John Halsey and Jason Glennie in pursuit, as they line themselves up going down the back straight. Oh, it is Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones, who you remember won the flying lap earlier on this afternoon. They really are coming on strong in this season. Now as they go through, and Rob Wilson trying to go for that third as well. He's back in 5th place at the moment. But no taking it away from Paul Whitelam. He really has got away. And Rob Wilson has now moved up into 4th. John Halsey pushing away. He's gone very quickly to that top end. He's gone very, very quick now, this circuit. And John Halsey is driving every inch of the way. He doesn't want second place. He definitely wants the race victory. And as they go into the pit bend, John Halsey watching to see where he goes. Will he take a tight line? He's on the inside, so John's got to let him get away. This is a tremendous Winterburn can do nothing about it at the moment. There's a big gap between second and third, and Rob Wilson back in fourth. Well, it all gets close again, but it's going to be checker flag this time, and it's a very well-reserved victory for Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Programme, the 1000cc sidecars. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes get 1 point. Number 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton get 2 points. Number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie, 5 points. Number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale, 3 points. Tremendous ride from Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Number 92, they get 7 points. Number 148, Rob and Chris Winterburn, 4 points. 130.60, the winning time, 130.60. It's an average of 59.24. What the starter's going to make of that one, I don't know. But the first thing they've got to do is repair the tapes.